Good morning. Let's go back to 1971 and a film called Walkabout. Now, this is a film that was directed by Nicholas Roeg, and it's based not at all closely on a 1959 novel. The story is set in Australia. A father drives into the outback with his son and daughter. They lay out a picnic. The father fires a gun at the kids, but they run away while the father burns the car and then shoots himself. So it's a bit of a slow start. The schoolgirl and her younger brother walk away, but it's a long walk. It's Australia. They find a waterhole and they rest by the tree there. And the next morning, an Aboriginal boy finds them. Now, he can't speak English, so they communicate through the language of mime. Off they go together for the rest of the film. Now, the 1985 single E=mc² by Big Audio Dynamite, the lyrics are essentially a checklist of aspects of various Nick Roeg films, including Walkabout, and also Performance, and The Man Who Fell to Earth, and others. The video for the song was directed by the band member Don Letts, Big Audio Dynamite band member Don Letts, who was the video director for the English punk band The Clash. The lead guitarist of The Clash, Mick Jones, formed Big Audio Dynamite with Don Letts when The Clash fired Mick Jones. The Clash got their name from a single by the Jamaican band Culture. The single was called 27's Clash, which was about the idea that 1977, the 27s, 1977 was to be the year of judgment. And in Kingston, people stayed inside and the shops closed on the 7th of July, 1977. E=mc² was from Big Audio Dynamite's debut album, This Is Big Audio Dynamite, and makes extensive use of sampling, which in 1985 was still at a fairly primitive level, but had become entirely affordable. A few years before, a recording artist would have had to use something like a Fairlight CMI, which was unaffordable to most. Now, by 1985, lower-end samplers, such as the Ensoniq Mirage, which was an 8-bit sampler at a maximum of 32 kilohertz, they became available for a lot more less wealthy bands. Let's put it that way. The Mirage was designed by Robert Yanis. He previously designed the MOS Technology SID chip, the sound interface design chip for the Commodore 64. And in an almost reverse to this trend, EMU Systems had brought out the emulator in 1981 at a price far lower than a Fairlight CMI, but still rather expensive for most British groups. EMU would be acquired in 1993 by Creative Technology, and they would get to work on what would become the Creative Wave Blaster and then the Sound Blaster AWE32 PC sound cards, which used the technology developed by EMU in their emulator samplers. And Creative Technology later in 1998 would also acquire Ensoniq. Maddy British 8-bit computers used the General Instruments AY38910 sound chip, which is actually still available today. So, 1971, Walkabout. Have a very good Friday, and have a very good weekend, everybody, and don't forget to favourite and like and subscribe and whatever else is, if you indeed did like this. Have a good weekend.